Okay, so this is a video about how to eliminate above the fold render blocking CSS on your website. I created my website in 2014. From 2014 until late 2015, I had to deal with those issues. And when I redid the site with a mobile first intent, my numbers really dropped. I dropped at one time from 85, 84 down to like 68 as far as the loading speed. So you want your speed of your website up as high as possible. That's going to save data and everything else on the web. So right now what I've done is I have loaded a test page on my website, and I've run page speed insights through Google. Normally my numbers are a bit higher, but for demonstration purposes, I've gone ahead and actually created this situation here. I also have a test CSS page that is actually rendering this. So right now the score is 91 out of 100, which isn't bad, but I'm going to show you how to actually get rid of this message right here by actually optimizing, minimizing, and then actually putting your CSS where it needs to be. Alright, so this is the page that we're actually looking at. It's just a pretty simple page where it's an index of resources that I have. My CSS is right here for the website, and I'm actually going to show it here in Notepad++. Notepad++, I've also used Dreamweaver, but Notepad++ for rewrites and things like that has been a lot simpler. So over the past few months, I've been thinking about adding some features to my website, which means I need to change my menus, which means I need to redo everything. So I recorded this video as a reminder to myself and thought, well, I'll share it with other people too, because there might be somebody who's kind of pulling their hair out like I was. Okay, so here is the CSS sheet for the entire site. When I first did mobile first, I had 3 style sheets, and over a period of time I realized there's a lot of redundancy, and managing those and everything got to be a real problem. So what I've done is I've combined everything into a single style sheet, and I recommend doing that. These are global values here. I've got a section for my menus there. I've got a section down here for mobile devices. This is for the tablet pages, small devices, desktops at the end. So anyway, you get the idea. That's the entire website. This is everything for it. So if I go out to my web page, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to make a suggestion, because this is the second time I've done this video. The first time I ran into a little bit of a problem that I had never seen before. So I'm going to recommend that you have your original on your local computer, and that's a mirror copy of what's on your website. And the reason being, I'll explain in just a few minutes. But what we need to do in order to get those numbers where they need to be is we need to optimize the CSS, and then we need to do some things with the page that it's going to appear on. Okay. So I'm going to come into my CSS page here, and I'm going to select everything. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to come over here, let me clear this, to a website called cssminifier.com. I took some lynda.com courses and other things. They pointed in a direction of GitHub and some other places, and eventually I found this site, and this has been a really fantastic find. So I've got all of my CSS here. Now I'll explain why I've got the mirror copies of it on the local drive. When I did this video earlier, I had problems pasting from the Bluehost text editor into here. It was only picking up like the first or the last line. So when I get it out of Notepad++, I don't have any problems with it. So I've just gotten it off the website, so let's go ahead and see if it picks it up. And it looks like it's got it. So, all right. All right, once you paste in your CSS, It's real simple. All you have to do is hit this button right here to minify it. And this is the minified output. All right. So this is actually optimized, condensed, all that kind of stuff. And that's what you need. So you're going to go ahead and just copy this. And I can go back over to my CSS document. Everything's already selected. If it's not, I can select it all. And then I just paste in the optimized CSS. Okay? That's what you want. It's hard to read, but it's going to be web servers and computers reading it, and web browsers and things, not human beings. So this is what we want. All right, but we still haven't defined the critical path CSS. So I want to show you another site here. Let me clear both of these. These were from the previous attempts. And I will scroll this website's URL at the end of the video. It's jonassebastianolson.com critical path CSS generator. This has been a lifesaver right here. Now, the problem I ran into also with this one earlier was when I went over to the website or to CSS minifier and got the minimized code and pasted it in. It really didn't paste it in. It just got part of it. So this doesn't have to be minified here. It just has to be the same. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to type in your URL that you're going to do this for. Now, if your website has 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages, doesn't matter. You need to do this for every single page. So what you can do is you can go ahead and type in your domain, and then you can have a notepad document or something with each of your page names, and you can copy and paste them in. But you're going to need to do this for every single page. If you only do it for the domain itself, it's not going to work. So that's a mistake I made. So that's I can say that from experience. All right, so this is the test page that I'm working with today, and that's what I'm going to demonstrate. We already saw that it had a 91. So we want to actually find out what the critical path CSS is for that. So I'm going to go back over here to Notepad++ and just select all this and copy it. And the reason why I'm doing that is that about a half an hour ago, it just wouldn't paste the minimized stuff in, all of it. And I'm not sure why. Didn't have that problem a year ago. Anyway, I'm going to paste all the CSS in there. Now, based on the page and this, it's actually going to find what is unique to that page and what has to be there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit number 3 to create the critical path CSS. And there it is. All right. Now, an extra step, since I wasn't using the minimized CSS, and you can go ahead and use the minified CSS and see if that works. I don't know why I had a problem with it today. It's just probably one of those weird things. I'm on Windows 10 using Firefox. It just updated a few days ago. It could be some differences in text editors. I'm not sure. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back to CSS minifier. I'm going to clear out the previous contents. Paste what I just got in. This is my critical path CSS. And I'm going to minify it. And there it is. Okay. So now I've got my main CSS page for the entire site has been optimized or minified. And now I have the critical path CSS. And I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to come back over to my actual HTML page. All right. And I'm going to do 2 things. And this is very important. Okay. So in the head section of the page, you're going to create open and closing style tags. So there you go. You're going to place the minified critical path CSS in that head. All right, now you're going to do this for every single page, and every page is going to have a slightly different critical path CSS here. So the mistake I made early on was I took the upper level domain, generated everything, and went to every page and pasted it in. It doesn't work. All right, that's the first thing. Second thing that we need to do if the link to the style sheet is still here, that defeats the purpose of putting the critical path in. So this has to be moved. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that, and I'm going to cut it. Now I'm going to go to the bottom of the page, right above the closing body tag. And I want to paste that in. And the reason why is because we don't want it to look for that until it's loaded content, loaded the critical path styling, and has done everything else. And then when it gets to the bottom of the page, if you look at the read order of a web page, you know that this is actually going to be the last thing it's going to look at. Then it's going to go out and get the main CSS and style the other elements that haven't been styled. Okay, so this is going to eliminate any problems with that. So now we've got our main CSS page that's been minified. We have our HTML page that has critical path CSS. We have moved the link to the CSS style sheet. I'm going to go ahead and save that. I go back to my web page and just make sure that everything's working. Now I can go back to Page Speed Insights. I've still got the same page there. Now let's hit Analyze, and that should come up. There we go. 100 out of 100. Okay, so that page actually is higher than the rest of my website. My actual website is at 97 out of 100, but this page is 100 out of 100. So that's what we want to see. The user experience is good because with the mobile first design, I've actually created a space with the tap targets and things like that. So if you've been pulling your hair out trying to figure out how to stop above the fold render blocking CSS, this hopefully will straighten that out for you, because I went around and around and around with that for over a year before I found this. And there are some very good videos on YouTube that discuss what render blocking is and what needs to be done and everything else. Honestly, the sites that probably have a tool to deal with it are either too technical or don't tell you enough or something. I just really got frustrated. So anyway, this is a good reminder for myself. Hopefully this will help you. Try it on your site. Make sure you have a backup of all your pages first. Don't blow anything up. You put a lot of work into a website. You don't want to lose anything. So, but this works. This got my page speeds up on mobile devices. It really works well. I hope it works well for you. So thanks for watching, and give me a like or a comment or whatever. And let me know if you have any problems with it too. Thanks.